All right, guys, I think we can start. So welcome everyone to the very first episode of LayerX Talks. For those that don't know, we decided to rebrand the former Beeple Talks to LayerX, given the success Beeple Talks had. And we felt like this way we could engage with more projects and different subjects inside Web3. So from now on, we will still host talks related to Bpro and bounties, but also to hackathons, to Web3 marketing, to Web3 development, and so on. So without further ado, let's start with the introductions. I'm Carlos, head of marketing at LayerX. With us is Agustin, our social media manager and community manager. And today we have the pleasure to have Edward as our guest, who is the head of business development at Pragma Oracle. So welcome, Edward. How are you?
Yeah, great. Thanks for the invite, and I'm happy to be the one to kick off that podcast and all we do is with LayerX. So let's dive into the interesting topic today and explore how Web3 hackathons evolves and how it will as well improve among the time.
Yeah, exactly. So we're also very excited to have you here today, and thanks for accepting our invite. So I'd say we start off with the basics. What's Pragma Oracle, and what is your role inside the company?
Yeah, so here a quick presentation of what we do. So Pragma Oracle is the leading Oracle on Starknet. So we are ZK native, so it means that all our data feed are published on Starknet, and everyone on Starknet are able to pull data price, so Ethereum price, Bitcoin price. We have a list of 20 different pair assets, and also different type of data, such as like yield curve, realized volatility, and soon implied volatility as well. So it's mainly used from DeFi protocol, such as lending borrowing protocol, but also DEX, for example, and liquidity provider as well. So yeah, and at Pragma, I'm so leading the business development. So my work mostly here organizing a hackathon, but also talking with all DeFi protocol and on Starknet to see how we can integrate them, how they can integrate us, sorry, and also how can we as well pull and innovate and also create new data feed as they need, and also trying to get as more data provider to have our Oracle more robust and more precise and more efficient. So yeah, and as like one of our growth effort, we're organizing the Pragma Oracle Cairo one. So as you mainly know, on Starknet, we used to have Cairo 0, and as of 5th of June, now the Cairo 1 language is now live on mainnet. So I think the hackathon is the perfect opportunity to try it out and also to test and to innovate with that new language on Starknet.
Yeah, so that's great, and I think you already went a little bit into what was my first question, which is why did you decide to host a hackathon? So you already shared a little bit, but I think there could be more to it. And yeah, we've seen as of lately, obviously we know that hackathons are a very powerful tool for innovating. But we also see that power in more and more Web3 companies and projects hosting hackathons. So what was the main goal for you when you decided to host a hackathon? And at the end of the day, why did you end up choosing Taikai as the platform for your hackathon?
Okay, yeah, interesting question. Thanks. So first, hackathon, as you said, is a great growth tool, and especially now as we are moving from Cairo 0 to Cairo 1, it's a great tool to accelerate the transition from builders, because like everything has to be written from scratch with the transition. So it's a great way to first accelerate the transition, but also to onboard new builders and new contributors to the Starknet ecosystem. As you know, like as you may know, Cairo 0 was a primitive type of language, so C or C++ type. Now with the transition with the Cairo 1, it's inspired by Rust, so way more developer friendly and coding friendly. So that's a good way as well to kick off and to onboard new builders and people who were afraid before to come up to the Starknet ecosystem because of that barrier of Cairo language. And now with Cairo 1, I think, and we can see on Teikai with almost 250 registration that lots of people are attending and people also onboarding to the Starknet ecosystem. And why Teikai? I've organized myself a few hackathons before, and it's really hard to have large scale coordination. So to coordinate lots of people. And I think that Teikai is a great platform because you can find everything in one place, which is super easy and super easy to use. And like with all type of features from workshops, for example, but also prices, for also registration, so also like mentoring, also judging. I think it's really clear and really clear in communication and really efficient to touch a maximum of people.
That's very cool. Thank you for your words about Haikai. We think the same. I have a question pretty related with the previous one, but it's more specific. What are you trying to accomplish with the hackathon?
Yeah. So with the hackathon, like we have sponsors as well. So it was, as you may know, like Starknet is really a network community driven. We've seen through like all Starknet events around the world, always lots of people. So the community is really strong. So we want to stimulate as well that creativity in that community that we have to discover, for example, like potential new talent for recruitment for some of our sponsors, but also to promote skills among the participants. That's the main, and also like it helps us as well to gain like brand visibility, to enforce our leading status on Starknet, and to really connect with anyone and to see cool stuff building. And it's not about like only. So the hackathon is Cairo general purpose. So it's not only about Pragma, it's also about the Starknet community, and to enhance that and to kick off this Cairo 1 building.
Great.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for your answer. One other question that we received was that we as a hackathon platform realized that is very important. But how important, in your opinion, are hackathons for Web3 development?
Yeah, so for Web3 developments, I think it just began like with Web3 projects. So we can see a lot through like ETH Global Hackathon, but also Starknet Hackathon, that lots of projects start from there. For example, from one of the past hackathon I've organized, Starknet ID starts from that. The ID emerged from that, like at that time was like only a POC, proof of concept, but it evolves and look now is one of the most famous projects on Starknet. So I think that it's a great way to start and also to create teams, because they start working together. First, okay, let's do 2 weeks working together and end up like collaborating and creating like really cool projects. So that's the first point. And the other one is the composability. So we always talk about composability in blockchain. So and also how can we like improve protocols, bring in new features. And I think like hackathon is a great way as well to test into as well proof of concept these new features. For example, on a DEX, for example, you can have like like if it's like a consolidated liquidity DEX, we could have like strategies that are emerged. We can have like many different as well, like Starknet ID. Someone can leverage the core product to do some cool project as well, like Herodotus, which is another sponsors. You can use as well the API and try to create cool projects with them. So it's a cool way as well to leverage all the what's already live on Starknet and what's already as core product, but also create new features and new improvements from these existing protocols.
Yeah, and also I think that not only in terms of development, also for the community engagement is important hackathons, right? What do you think about it? How are you engaging with the community?
Yeah, no, exactly. I think it's a great way as well to engage with the community because, for example, we created for this hackathon a Telegram group with quick Q&A. So feel free to join it. It's on the Cairo One Pragma Hackathon TK page. And ask as well the question, everything you need to know. As well, like we have like a mentorships feature doing the all hack. So it's a great way as well to connect and to start creating interaction with major faces and also renowned developers and renowned faces on the Starknet ecosystem to just discuss ideas, but also ask for advice. So it's a great way as well to strengthen the like not only on the horizontal layer where people connect together, but also on the vertical layer with people connecting with like existing protocol and exchange as well. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And also, Agustin, I'll just ask you if you could put the link for the hackathon up. So if anybody
Yeah.
wants to join or check more information, feel free. But also, right now, as another question, moving a little bit away from the hackathon side, what other initiatives are you planning to grow the Starknet ecosystem?
So besides Hackathon, we also super engage and present during events around the world, like Starknet event, but also, for example, today I'm talking from Prague. So if anyone is in Prague, I'm happy. Ping me as well. I'm happy to grab a coffee to see to cross your across event. So for example, Matthias, our CTO, is giving talks. Gave talks yesterday at Polkadot main stage, but also tomorrow at Starknet CC meetup, Starknet meetup, and during this weekend as well at Eat Prague. And Matteo, our CEO, is giving a talk at DeFi Summit. So we are really present as well, and like across like all events around the world, not only Starknet event but all events, and really to to talk with everybody and to really understand the need of all protocols on Starknet and all protocols. To how can we leverage and how can we change DeFi together?
That's very nice. I want to interrupt a bit the conversation. I want to announce to our listeners that we will have a proof of participation NFT that you can easily claim in our Discord channel. So I will be sharing it, and yeah, you can claim. Sorry for the interruption.
No worries, yeah, but I was like for the hackathon, I can. It's not announced, so it's like new information for those who are listening that Argent will also give out credential like native NFT from Starknet
Yeah,
for participating to the hackathon and also for winners of the hackathon. So in addition to the Take NFT, so many NFTs.
yeah. Okay, moving to Starknet topic. I want to ask about why should developers should get involved in the Starknet technology and also in the Pragma as well.
Yeah. So I think what's beautiful about Starknet is its community first. Like that's the main difference about like the approach of between, for example, like ZK Sync, who are working mostly like within their team and then do big release around the time. So once every few months. While Starknet and Starkware really take another approach, working really close within the community and building the whole stack all together. I remember like a year and a half ago where Cairo Zero just started, the whole library was built by the software team. And like after a few months, it was the community who was helping and building the whole library by themselves. So I think it's a really good approach that is like super great connection within the community. So that's first. And also the big difference as well from Starknet and Starkware approach from different ZK rollups is they decided to not use the EVM, but to create the Cairo VM, which leverage way more efficiently the ZK technology. So that's another one that basically like everything, every smart contracts built in Cairo, it's really easy to prove them and really easy to then deploy them and have it like a more efficient way as well. So that's the second point. And so no, as I also mentioned before, with Cairo 1 is really like it's Rust inspired language, so it's really developer friendly and really easy to start building a project and programs that are provable. So I think that's like Cairo 1 is a great opportunity and it's a great like most major updates for Starknet to onboard more and more developers. So yeah. And like for Pragma, so that was for Starknet, and like Pragma as well. As I also mentioned before, as we are ZK native, we can leverage and we can also compute way more complex model as for our competitors. So which is mostly needed for ZK native as well protocols and programs, as they have like way more they can compute way faster and way more efficient. So they can really use, for example, realized volatility way more efficiently because we can do way more complex model and way more complex as well program. So that's our main competitive advantage. Also, as we are like based on Starknet, we are super easy to integrate and super easy to use, and on the Starknet network.
Great. And also, taking in from what you were mentioning, and because the hackathon revolves around the Cairo 1.0, could you just explain a little bit what is Cairo 1.0 and how can developers use it?
Yeah. So I can. Yeah. So how they can use it is just like they can just download. So I can share here a link of how to start as well Cairo, and as well during the hackathon. Many workshops will be given. So later today we'll announce the first. So I'm dropping here in the comment in the chat some Cairo introduction and how to use it. But during the whole hackathon, lots of workshops will be given from all our sponsors. So from Starknet, but also Nethermind, also Herodotus, also like we have a whole list of our Lambda class, Reams, Cartridge, Brick, Starknet ID, Avenue, Snapshot as well. Take will also give a workshops. Also Dojo, we will give workshops as well as Pragma, and those workshops will be intended to help builders and hackers to first introduce this Cairo run, but also to integrate and to integrate every existing protocols and every existing tools that are already existing. For example, like Madara, which is like L3 sequencer, DApp chain, leveraging stocks. So you will be able to talk directly within the core member, core contributor team, and attend to those workshops to learn more how to create, how to build on this platform, and also how to and also directly discussing with the core contributors and the core builders of all these protocols and projects. So I think that's
awesome.
That the hackathon is the best opportunity as well to start and to really understand how it is.
Yeah, I think that workshops are really great to learn and experience. But is there any other way that devs can get started with, say, the Pragma infrastructure?
Yeah, so for the Pragma infrastructure, I invite everyone to go on our docs and to go through our docs. It's really easy to integrate. You can find on all our contracts as well how to call data, how to call which pairs of data, how can you integrate it within your smart contracts. So I can as well share our docs here on the chat. But otherwise, everything you will be able as well, every links as well, you will be able to find them on our TK page. like through the overview and also the price section, and also on the category section where the description of the bounty and also all the resources needed and for to participate to the bounty and to help within the bounty are in the category section on the Take platform.
Yeah, so in case anyone, just to complement, in case anyone wants to learn more, the hackathon page has all the information, timeline, rules, prizes, and also from our side, Edward, congrats, because there's already almost 250 participants. So that goes to show that it's a really good hackathon, and you guys are doing a really good job. And we are super excited to see the projects that will come out of this one.
Yeah, thanks a lot, and thanks a lot, like, for partnering with us for this hackathon. It's been like really a pleasure as well to organize it on the Take platform. Easy to communicate with everyone, and yeah, really looking forward for these 2 weeks. So it's going to be intense, but also exciting, and yeah, really excited about it.
Yeah, that's part of the hackathon life.
I have some questions from the community related to the hackathon. The first one, he said that if I'm not an experienced developer, could I participate in the hackathon?
Yes, of course. Anyone is welcome to participate to the hackathon because during those 2 weeks hackathon, what we want to see as well is project close to POC. So it's not only about developing. We will need like designers, but also businessmen, because some business models need to be think of. This is like sometimes an evaluation criteria for some bounty, and also it will be an evaluation criteria in the general track. So it's not only for developers, but also for any contributors who wants to make to participate, and as well like it will be like as well a matchmaking section on the Take platform where once the project I created, they might be open to welcome new members within the team. So it's a great way as well to just ping them, just ask them, and or otherwise just ask in the Telegram group chat if anyone is looking for team members. Anyone is welcome, and so from that you can connect, and we can as well help you connect on that point.
That's amazing. Another question is talking about is the hackathon online? I think that yes, but well.
Yeah, the hackathon is online. The main reason is like we want to do onboard and to touch a maximum of people. And as we know, in crypto industry, in blockchain industry, everyone is spread around the world. And so to onboard and to touch a maximum of people for this Cairo run kickoff hackathon, it's online.
Great. And the last one, someone is asking about the role of Pragma in the Starknet ecosystem. I believe that you already did mention about this, the Oracle of the ecosystem, but if you can refresh about it.
Yeah. So as the leading Oracle on Starknet, we want to as well like be a prime contributors on the Starknet ecosystem, but also prime partner of the Starknet protocols. And so that's why as well we're organizing this event, bringing like all our friends, all our colleagues, not really colleagues because we are all friends in the Starknet community, to do that type of event. So here the Pragma role is to organize everything, to make sure everything is happening correctly, and to organize all the workshops to get in touch with everyone and to make it happen.
That's great. Well, we're just about to wrap it up, but before we go, I'd say just to make a final recap on the hackathon. So for those that might be interested in joining, what are the hackathon dates, the rewards, the categories? Could you share a little bit more?
Yeah, so the hackathon will kick off the 12th of June, so Monday next week. We have an opening ceremony on Sunday at 2 p.m. CET. So lock up the date and save the date, because we have an exceptional as well guest is going to be released and announced close in the coming days. So stay tuned for that. And so we'll have like a 2 week hackathon finishing the 25th of June. For the first week will be like mostly workshops, and second week is like few workshops, but also mentors and people will be helping during those 2 weeks. Registration are ending the 18th of June as well. And then after the 25th, so the finishing date of the hackathon, we have like 1 week to get all the evaluation done, and then on the 3rd of July will be the result and the closing ceremony. So that's the important date. Everything will be either on our on the TakeI platform or announced on our Twitter. So make sure to follow and to make sure everything that you stay tuned with all of that and stay to that. Otherwise, if you have any question as well, join the Telegram group and ask you questions. So I will happily answer them and redirect you to. I can share the link as well here for the Telegram group and ask a question and make sure that you're on point with everything.
Yeah, that would be perfect. And also, yeah, follow Taikai Network here on Twitter. We also publish everything regarding our hackathons. So yeah, I think that will wrap it up. Thank you so much, Edward, for joining us today and for this great talk. And big thanks to everyone that tuned in as well. I hope you had a great time. So any final comments, Edward?
Yeah, thank you for welcoming me and for being the one to kick off that initiative you have. We thanks as well for co-partnering as well for this hackathon. It's really a pleasure to working and really looking forward for these 2 weeks. Thanks everyone.
Yeah, we're also super excited for this one. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to join our Discord to collect the NFT. And also we have a lot of new listeners. So for those that don't know us, LayerX, we are a builder hub that connects developers and organizations through hackathons and bounties. So hackathon, we have Taikai.network, our hackathon platform, and bpro.network, which is our bounty platform. So if you're a Web3 developer, we have a lot of Web3 hackathons, a lot of bounties coming up. So make sure to check it out. And yeah, Agustin, anything else, my friend?
I want to say thank you to all the audience, and also wish to Edward and to all the Pragma team the best of luck for the hackathon.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.